My students often ask me how to be positive and how can we be positive. One of the simplest examples that I give them is of a laptop or a computer. For example, if you buy a new laptop, it works fine, it's fast, it has a lot of space, but as you use it, you save a lot of files, a lot of data into your computer, and then over a period of time, your computer stops working faster. So it reduces its efficiency, and as a result, your work is also influenced or impacted. One of the ways to do that is to remove these problems, is to uh, clean those temporary files from your system. And once you do that, your system will be back to the normal. You'll be working the way you're working in the starting when you bought the new laptop. Similarly, the same thing happens to our brains. Um, we have different aspects of life, and I would say I would divide them into three aspects, like your family, your work, and your social life. So once you think about your family, you realize that day-to-day life, your parents, your siblings, your pets, your house, your money, your car, everything gets into your brain, and maybe over a period of time, all the things get accumulated into your brain without you realizing it. And these could be small little issues. For example, maybe you bumped your car into something, and then there's a scratch onto your car which you don't like because the car is your favorite, and that remains into your head. Maybe you had an argument with your parents, and then you didn't like it because you didn't want to argue, but you couldn't really help it, and that is also in your brain. Similarly, there are many things in your family that remain with you. The second aspect is your work. So how you're doing, how well you're doing. For other people, it could be school or university or for education, perhaps. So professors and the projects and deadlines and all those things. Could be money, could be fee, could be scholarship, could be writing an essay, could be failing an exam, or working harder. So all these things will also get into your brain, and it will take some time to get accumulated, and you don't realize it because you don't really think about the exact problem. The last aspect is your social life. That would be part of your friend circle, could be your girlfriends or boyfriends, or your love life, let's say. I mean, that could be part of your family, but let's say this is the part of your social life. Now you realize that maybe you had a discussion, or maybe rather a debate with your friend, and you realize that they don't really understand your viewpoint, or maybe you think that your friends are not helping you, or maybe your girlfriend or boyfriend um, is not really worth in your life. There could be many things, and our brain catches all these things day by day, and with time there is kind of accumulation of a lot of things into our brain. We must realize, like the computer, we need to erase or delete these events from our brains. Not really delete, but we have to think that they are not so important, they are unnecessary to be there, because they just give only one thing to us, that is stress. So one of the ways to do it is to think about these three aspects and come up with a solution to the exact problem. Like, first of all, figure out the exact problem. And once you have done that, I think you have won half the battle, because most of the times we are not sure about the problem that we are facing. So you have the problem, now you find out a solution. Ask yourself, can you solve it? If you say yes, then what is the solution? Find out the solution, then act it out fast. Second thing, you might get an answer, no, that you can't do anything about it, it's not in your hand. Then do not worry about that situation, that problem, because there are many things you can't have your say on. You can't change many things into your life. And once you do that, you realize that life is the sum total of positivity, But positivity in brackets, I would say you have problems plus no problems. um, Realizing the fact that life has these two factors would make you much more efficient to deal with negative aspect of your life. Being positive doesn't mean uh, to be happy every time. You have to be serious as well, and being serious doesn't really mean that you are sad, but you are just more focused maybe. But being positive would mean that you know that life does have ups and downs, and when you have good time, you should not get too excited, and when you have bad time, you should not really get too depressed. You should make a balance into your life. Once you do that, you'll stay positive, and that is the power of positivity.